All right, here we are, another week around the trash fire. Your host, Matthias, along with the boy.
John,
We made it through another
indeed.
week of rumors, and some pain, which I'll get through
Yeah,
too
some pain.
later. But some great Eldar news as well.
Yes.
Excited, excited to talk about it. But let's get through the fast GW news, shall we?
hmm
So first we got the Sunday preview, which we're going through looks like some Black Library stuff going on. The
Oh my god. Hype
celebration.
is real.
Oh yeah.
The Horus Heresy hype is real.
Well, I see we're getting those models that we saw a long time ago. And then I saw. I mean, you can tell me if I assume it's old, but the Sigmason model that they showed off, is that old or new?
Oh, the Sigismund model is old.
Okay, I
The,
figured
the
it was old.
Iran is new.
I figured it was old, and I'm like, God damn, that is a beautiful model. But I didn't include it because I assumed it was old. But yeah, we got these books. I mean, these models finally coming out. Got
Yes.
progression of the story coming out. And then you sent me a leak, possibly, of a name of the next book.
Yes. The was it was Eternity's End, right? Or something like that?
Yeah.
Echoes of Eternity. What was it? I'm trying to find the article. Because it's from a video. That's the Siege of Terra summary they had. Here you go, recapping a Siege of Terra.
The Echoes of Eternity is what it's
Echoes
called.
of Eternity by Aaron Dembski Bowden.
So it's gonna be a for sure hit, is what you're
It's
telling me.
gonna be it's gonna be awesome.
Is this where Singaranius is gonna clap Angron and Kabadi or whatever the heck that demon?
Yes, at the same time, the 1v2 will be real. This is exciting. Because I mean, yeah, the traitor Primarchs need to leave the siege somehow, and I think surrendering isn't an option, so they gotta die somehow.
They gotta die,
They gotta die.
so they gotta get clapped by Sanguinius of
By
all people.
Sanguinius, of all people. I mean, he has to go out like a beast before he gets 1v1 by Horus and destroyed. So
True. He doesn't fare too well against Horus.
yeah, which is okay. That's part of his character.
And this is the second to last book.
This is the second to last Siege of Terra book. There are rumors that the last one will be two books because it's so long, but I don't think it's necessary, honestly.
What do you mean they're not gonna like Harry Potter movie it and break it
Oh
up
my
into two
gosh.
parts?
I kind of hope they don't. I mean, more content is always good, but I mean, it's already a lot. As I mentioned before on the podcast, I've been re-listening to the entire series, so that's six books and two novellas. And right now, I'm on the second to latest one. I'm on Mortis, and it's a lot of stuff. I don't think it's necessary to add more. I mean, Lord of the Rings is a masterpiece, and it's like three books. I guess four if you count The Hobbit. And Horus Heresy is up to 60 something right now.
Well, they gotta milk as much of it as possible. You know,
Yeah, you're not wrong.
it's coming to an end. There's only so much they can get out of it.
Yeah.
So is the series finally gonna end this year, or are they gonna stretch it out for another year?
It's early, so it's, February and we're getting this probably March, April. So I could see them ending it this year for sure.
I'll have to I'll have to start reading the books and catching up so I can enjoy the finale.
Oh yeah. And they're pretty awesome. They're not boring. There's some boring parts if because there's so many characters and so many storylines. If you don't like perpetuals, if you don't like Imperial Fists, you like specific parts of the heresy, it might get boring, but for me I really tried successfully to appreciate every single part of it.
Mhm.
The ones that aren't so exciting, like the perpetual storyline, in my opinion. But I never wanted my time back, and I think and there's some really the good stuff is really good too, and that makes it worth it.
Well, I mean, out of 65 books, you're gonna have some ones that are bad.
I mean, they're mostly not good, but it's okay. I think I was having. I don't know if I mentioned the podcast before, but I was hanging out with Will and some other friends, and we were discussing which Horus Heresy books are actually good. And it's not a lot of them. Most of them are like cool, but only very few of them are we consider good even by Warhammer Black Library standards.
Makes sense. Again, 65 books. They're
Right.
not all gonna be gold.
Right.
But moving on from Black Library stuff here. I got other things to talk about Black Library, but that'll be in the hobby rant section.
Yes.
Uh, moving on, Kragnos coming to digital and soft cover. Xenos Eisenhorn, good book, highly recommend. I recommend the trilogy of Eisenhorn really. But that's getting a what is it? A limited edition cover.
Hmm.
Getting that.
Which is
Uh,
neat.
sorry, what?
Which is neat.
I mean, it's one of the best books. It's the book I always recommend to new people
Hmm.
into the series. The successors, Space Marine Anthology, meh, whatever.
The authors are good. Guy Haley, ADB, Graham McNeil. They're really good. But I'm not sure if I don't know. I have a lot of other Warhammer stuff I'm reading, so I'm not sure if I'll ever get to this anytime soon. But I don't know.
As of right now, I have no interest in it. Uh, Astaroth. This is that. What is it? Not Blood Angel. Is he Blood?
He's
No,
bloody.
Blood
He's bloody.
Angels. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Their High Chaplain.
Blood Angel guy. Got him. We got the soft cover of the Siege of Terra
Yeah.
by good old Dan Abnett. And then we got the Siege of Terra map, which I feel like they promoted this already, so I guess they're bringing it back.
Yeah, I think they keep bringing these back, which yeah, that's good. These are cool maps. They honestly, well, you don't need this specific leather bound map or anything, but the maps they put out on their website, they really help understanding what's going on when you're reading the books because they say stuff like Gorgon Bar or the Katabatic Plain, Eternity Ball Spaceport, it's nice to visualize where they are, kind of thing. So
Yeah, I
I
agree.
enjoy
And
the
it gives you a good perspective of how big Terra throne is, you know?
yeah. Now I don't
Uh,
know if it's worth getting that, but
Die Hard
yeah,
collectionists, you
diehard
know?
collectors.
Yeah, they'll want this. Let's see what else we got here. We got more books. Got classic Warhammer, old 40k book.
Yeah, this Cadian blood thing is interesting because it's ADB and it's about guardsmen, and I think this is only human centered book, so that should be a fun read, interesting read. It's an old one too.
See how he started off.
Yeah.
And then we got more translation books
Yep.
going in. I'm just gonna skip over these really fast. An Eisenhorn bookmark. I mean, cool. As much as I like Eisenhorn, I probably would never buy this because, unfortunately, I'm more into the digital side of the books.
Yeah.
I mean,
Totally.
I do have some physical books, but preferably I go with digital. But there you go. Could get that if you really wanted to. Moving on to Blood Bowl. I don't care. Looks like we're getting old models though.
It's actually lame. Like there's some Blood Bowl stuff that's neat, and this is just lame. So
It's because it's
yeah.
generic orcs, unfortunately.
Yep.
And then Warhammer Plus. I'm excited.
The Exodite.
The Exodite is finally here. Coming out tomorrow.
Yes.
Or today. When people are listening to this podcast.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Uh are you what is your expectation so far?
Zero.
Zero. You don't think it'll be good or bad?
I
Or you
don't
think
think
it'll be bad?
I don't think it will be a waste of time. I don't know if it'll be good, but my expectation is this will not be a waste of my time, at the very least.
Hmm.
And none of the Warhammer none of the Warhammer Plus stuff has been, honestly. So I think this is gonna be neat at the very least of just some Tau stuff.
Well, it's the Exodite, so we're gonna probably see the dinosaur Eldar, right?
That would be dope if we see some Dinosaur Eldar.
Uh, my expectation is a little bit, I say mid. I'd say like a 6 out of 10. I'm hoping for some good stuff here. I want to see what they're gonna do because you got Tau, which is supposed to be this very advanced race, and if it does tie in with the primitive Eldar dinosaurs, I'd like to see those two collide. It'll be interesting
Yeah, that would be cool.
because as far as I know, there's no like animation or anything out there of the Exodites that I know of. Okay, I haven't I'm not gonna lie, I haven't searched or anything, but this will be official GW, so it'll be
Yes.
cool to see. Because usually Tau or not Tau, Eldar are usually just as technologically advanced as the Tau. Maybe Tau are a little bit more, depending on who's riding them. But we're gonna have primitive Eldar against technological Tau, which you would think would be a stomp. But
It's Warhammer. Dinosaurs, right?
dinosaurs, sometimes the rule of cool does win out.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
So I'm excited to see. I hope it does good because like I've said in the past, just because I don't support Warhammer Plus, I don't want the shows to fail or anything. I want the shows to be good. I just don't want to pay the monthly subscription for something that I'll probably use
Right.
like once. So, Exodite, don't let me down. I'm hoping that you're good. Other than that, that seems to be it for the Sunday preview. Now, I'm sure you heard the big news of last week.
There's a lot.
Well, the one that blew up the most in terms of GW, which is the important
Nice.
pricing news.
Yes.
Now, it's like every Warhammer news YouTuber that I followed, this was all they were talking about. That my subscription feed was just filled with this. So, for us unlucky North Americans and uh, Europe, I guess, unfortunately, all our models, which are already very expensive, are going up in price by 10%. So, all that, from what I've seen, it's like $5 US going up for us over here.
Yeah, for most kits.
Yeah, and the books are going up in price, which, woo, I'm looking at that Eldar book. If that's going to have Corsairs, Yanari, Harlequins, and Craftworld Eldar in it, I mean, that book's probably going to be $75.
I think
Because
it's gonna be 60.
how much is the Space
Space
Marine bug?
Spaceman is 50, so I think that one's gonna be 60 with the new price increase.
Is it? I thought the Space Marine was like the most expensive book.
Yeah, it's like $50. Let me double check. I could be lowballing here. Codex Space Marines is $50.
It's $50. Okay.
Yeah,
For some reason, I thought it was 60.
no, it's $50.
Okay.
So I
Well
could
then,
see the Eldar Codex being 60 with the price increase, assuming it comes out after March 7th, which hopefully not. Hopefully it's before then.
yeah. Hopefully it's no, no. If let's see. Well, depending on one of the rumors, if it's true. God, it's gotta be tough. I think the book will be announced either this week or the next week.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it'll be tough. It'll be tough to see. So, if you want to get your GW stuff cheap, and that's in air quotes right there. Better buy stuff now before it starts going up. Of course, some places didn't get affected by this price change, uh, which good for them because I know Australia is always really expensive
Yes.
given how they're on a little island, but Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and China, guys, were not affected by this. Everyone else were affected by this, and I'm a little disappointed. I mean, we all knew that this was gonna come eventually.
But it still sucks.
Yeah,
It still sucks.
because GW models are already overpriced. For how good they are, I think they are overpriced. Especially when I know some resellers out there selling some models just as good or better quality than what GW sells them at. Their
I don't know.
molds are always good.
I've yet to find a plastic reseller that makes things as good as GW.
Hmm.
That, like besides like a tank or like a person, like I've yet to find a plastic or not even recast plastic miniatures company that can make high quality big plastic models in Games Workshop.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, I think the overpriced GW is definitely the characters. I think the characters are way expensive for what they are. But if I look at other tabletop games, their big monsters are pretty similarly priced to Games Workshop. Like I think for Conquest, the new rank and flank game, they have a T-Rex it's like $125, and it's the size of a Games Workshop Carnosaur kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Um, but it is an expensive hobby. Once in a while I look at other miniature war games to see if there's a cheaper alternative, and I can't find one. Maybe Legion because of how much less you need, but
As
like
with most
most
skirmish games.
yeah, and skirmish games for sure. But even then, like kill, I think like Kill Team is cheaper than Infinity for like if you want to play Orc Commandos or Tau. It's cheaper than Infinity. If you play Deathcore and you want everything, it kind of comes out to the same, and it's in plastic.
All
If you
right.
play something like Frostgrave is way cheaper because Frostgrave is designed to be cheap and the models aren't very high quality. But that's not you're not in it for the quality, right?
Right, you're in it for the
Um,
gameplay.
you're for the gameplay and all that. But yeah, but again, like I think James Workshop characters are definitely on the overpriced side. Some of their units kind of are. There's just some weird pricing out there. I think getting started with Games Workshop is actually on the cheaper end in the tabletop wargaming world,
Well,
especially for the skirmish games.
at least they mentioned the stuff that's not going up, which is all the getting started
Yeah,
boxes.
which is great. I think yeah, the getting started with Warhammer is king. Like I'm trying to. There's some exceptions, like the Conquest starter is like not it's like $80, but the quality is not that good. And starting other armies can get expensive. Like Legion, the core sets are great, but outside the core sets, I mean, the game is designed where you kind of need the core set to play. Um, Same for Crisis Protocol, and there's a lot of other war games where it's like War Machine. I don't know how you get started with War Machine now. They kind of phased out their starter boxes, so it's like what the hell. Infinity, it's like $60 to get a squad. No, it's more than that. It's like $80 or something. Just get a squad. It's all metal. Yeah, it's a pricey hobby, and it's just getting more expensive, which is annoying. You know.
Well, I mean, we all knew it was gonna come.
Yeah.
Given how GW has been still struggling with shipping problems and meeting out those demands,
Yep.
it's no surprise. But I'm glad that again the basically the starter sets are not changing, which I mean depending on how you ask, I mean still overpriced for some of what you get out of it. But again, that's mainly for new people, so whatever. I'm glad. Which the only thing I'm really glad is that paints are not going up again.
Oh yeah,
As someone who prefers the Citadel paints over other ones, I'm glad that is not going up to like
yeah.
$5 a
'Cause
pot.
that's an easy alter. You could find easy alternatives to paint.
Yeah, but it's just what I know,
Right.
and I can't. I don't know. Too scared to change. But that was obviously going around in the Warhammer community, because anytime a price is announced or price changes happen, everyone everyone yells about it.
Of course, which is a fair thing to yell about. But what's dumb is when people say this is the death of Games Workshop, like 3D printing go burr. Like no, it doesn't work like that.
3D printing. I mean, 3D printing is a good alternative, but
No,
as
I don't
as
think so.
John has stated before, you're never gonna get the good quality of plastic that you get from GW, unfortunately.
3D printing. I could do a whole episode on just talking about how 3D printing will not overtake Warhammer because 3D printing is just such a hobby on its own.
Well, I
Uh,
don't think 3D printing will ever
yeah,
take
it's a
down
great
GW.
alternative. Yeah, like if you want spare heads, if you want different heads, it's great. Don't have to pay for roll prices. If you want, and it depends. Like the quality is all over the place. Like it's really easy to find Space Marines. It's kind of impossible to find AOS. Like if you want a 3D print AOS army, it's really hard to find good alternatives that aren't just a market departure from the official design. By that I mean like it's hard to find 3D printed Stormcast that aren't just like samurai or Viking Stormcast that are clearly not Stormcast kind of Stormcast.
Hmm.
But yeah.
I don't think anything will do it. And if
Yeah.
anything, I think once 3D printed becomes more regulated, I'm sure GW will go to a stance of like selling STLs, where
Oh,
you
I'm
get
sure.
like where you get like one print of it kind of deal.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But for now, GW will still be king, which is why they could get away with the price ups. But
Right.
again, if you really don't want to do it, 3D print away, because
Go for it.
the only thing that the only bad thing about 3D printed is you just can't go to like a GW store or
Or a
take them into
tournament.
any GW tournament event. So that's the only downside of 3D printing, really, and the quality. But if you want
Right.
to be in those events, that's also the other downside. But there's other things that people were, I don't know, were people angry about this range rotation?
Oh, people who are angry about this are just dumb. Because if you want this, you would just buy it. Like, you know.
Well, I mean, I get it. I mean, I know everyone is saying that GW is killing off the firstborn Marines, but I mean, come on. These firstborn Marines are not are definitely show their age.
Yeah, they're also all metal. You know. Well, the summer plastic, I think. Yeah, like Artemis and one more model here is plastic. Which one is it? The maybe it just is. Maybe it's just. Oh, the Blood Angels Captain Terminator armor. Yeah, those are the only plastic ones, and they probably just don't sell. You know, for them to.
Keep them around.
Yeah.
I would agree with that, because let's be real here. I mean, no one's really taking, from what I understand. I mean, I don't think anyone's really taking any character Space Marines unless
Yeah.
they've been Primaris-fied.
Right.
So unless
And
they get a Primaris version, there's really no point in really selling these anymore. But
and here's the oh, go ahead, go ahead.
I say, plus you can always just make your own conversion.
Of course, of course. Here's the thing. I don't think the dumbest comments and the one I will disagree with and argue against is the idea that this is part of a conspiracy to end firstborn. No, this is just these are models that aren't selling that are taking up space. Period. Yes, they happen to all be Space Marines, but if you need to fill your warehouse shelf with space with more new Space Marines that are eventually coming out, I'd rather they remove the old Space Marines and not other factions. And so, fun fact: so Infinity, Corvus Belli who makes Infinity, they do this all the time. So if you play Infinity, so there's like the main factions, the 6 or 7 main factions, and then there's sub factions, and they rotate sub factions. They do this all the time. They're like, okay, you want to play Special Forces Ariadna? Well, guess what? You can't. We're not making those models. We'll make them in 8 months. Not right now. You want to play Japanese sectorial? Okay, we'll have those models, but in 6 months we'll stop making them for a year, and then we'll make them again because there's no space.
Mhm.
It's just a space issue. There's no conspiracy to remove firstborn. If Games Workshop wants to remove firstborn, they'll just do it. They don't need some stupid conspiracy or kind of sneaky with. They'll just do it. They'll just remove firstborn from the codex. They'll make it legends, right? Which they won't because they still sell firstborn.
Yeah, well, I don't think
Yeah.
firstborn are ever gonna get phased out, really, unfortunately. I mean, it sounds like a bad thing, but they're old models,
They're old
right?
models. Yeah.
And if GW had just said that the Primaris are just firstborn, just up the scale, it wouldn't really have this problem. But anyways, yeah, I don't see any reason why to keep these models really. I highly doubt anyone is buying these models because, like you said, it's most likely a sales thing.
Yeah, it's a purely monetary. There's no space. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I guarantee you, my friend who plays every army, every chapter that he can get his hands on, I've never seen him play any of these characters, and he plays almost every chapter, and he never runs any of these characters. That's how unpopular probably these characters are. Rune Priest, Terminator, maybe, but I doubt it. I doubt any of these models are selling, just like John said. And I'm sure it's gonna happen to the other models, right? I guarantee. From what I'm seeing, I'm not seeing any. I don't think there's gonna be any more Eldar, Phoenix Lord updates. I think Mugan is gonna be the only one who gets updated.
At least in this wave. In this wave, he'll be the last one.
Right. So I could see the other Phoenix Lords being in like the next range rotation, right?
I don't.
Unless they sell, because
I think they sell more because I think those, especially with the new book and no clear replacement, I think those will stick around. I
okay,
think I think it's ultra specific stuff like Iron Warrior, Chaos Lord, or yeah, stuff like that where it's ultra specific. Again, the only real exception here is the Death Watch as Captain Artemis, but that's just because Death Watch is a very minuscule faction that barely anyone plays in the grand scheme of things. Like Lucas the Trickster. Yeah, he's a Space Wolf character, but you also got Grimnar and who's the other guy? Ragnar, right? For Space Marines, for Ultramarines, yeah, they're removing Cronus, Telion, and Sicarius, but hey, they also have Tigerius, Calgar, and I think that's Ventress, right?
mm-hmm.
And you got the Overkill Chaplain Cassius. And Blood Angels, okay, your Carulo is leaving. He's also no, Tycho is dead, so yeah, they're taking him out. But you also have Mephiston and Dante and Astarath and Lamardis, right?
Right.
So
So going from what I'm hearing from your point is, it's just an overload of characters.
absolutely, there's just a ton.
So, and I bet majority of these characters are generic and really don't do anything when you compare them to like, oh god, I was gonna say Rebute, but that's not the right one.
Calgar.
Calgar or Mephisto or Helbreck, right? When you compare it to those legendary characters, I guarantee a lot of these people are just like, yeah, reroll once for core or whatever,
Right.
and don't really have anything special. I'm sure GW could do something cool with them, but I mean that's a lot of characters to make them unique and whatnot. It's just easier to cut the chaff and get rid of all these named characters that really don't do too much.
Exactly.
But yeah, I didn't really see too much outrage about this. There was a couple memes here and there, but other than that, nothing I saw from the community. That was boohoo, sad this
Right.
is leaving. But moving on there to the Eldar news, the stuff that I'm happy about. And first, we're gonna look at good old Mugan Ra
Yes.
because he
And
comes with some good old Phoenix Lord uh, update rules as well, which I find a little funny. So I'll quickly go over his weapon here. His shuriken cannon, basically, strength 7, assault 6, AP 2, 2 damage. Uh, Spaceman killer. I don't know what else to call it
yep.
other than that. Plus 2 strength, minus 2 AP, 2 damage in melee. Whatever. You're most likely bringing him, if you're bringing him, you most likely have Dark Reapers around. So
Yep.
if anything's getting close to those Dark Reapers, it must be very dire because usually they kill whatever they shoot at.
And
Going by
he
previous editions.
right. He could do some work helping them out.
Yeah. So obviously really good. It's kind of what you expect for a good HQ named character.
Mhm.
So blah 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 blah. He does stuff to your morale, which is a joke because morale really never does anything.
Agreed.
Favor of Kane. Big stuff here. 4+ invul save. That's good. Going from my previous knowledge, again, I didn't play 8th. But playing from 4th to 7th edition with Craftworld Eldar, no Phoenix Lords ever had an invul save except for a Sermon.
Right. Yep.
He was the only one with an invul save. So now they are finally getting a 4+ invul save. So they're actually good to take.
Freaking finally.
I know, right? I mean, they had a 2+ armor save, which, okay, good Terminator save, but not having an invul save,
Yeah, it's rough.
that was rough for such an expensive model to have. So, little golf clap here. They got it good. Model can only lose 3 wounds a phase.
That's pretty powerful.
I thought this was really good, and then I was like,
Oh, he has 6 wounds though.
they only have like 6 wounds.
Yeah.
So at most, you live 1 turn of shooting. I mean, not that you would have this guy like out in the open by himself,
Right.
but if he
It's
you'd have like 1 turn of shooting.
It's good insurance.
Yeah, so hopefully this, they don't have to do this. Hopefully they give him like 1 more wound, so they're at 7 wounds.
Yeah.
I think that would be good. And they can never take a warlord trait or a relic.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, the relic part makes sense. Warlord trait,
Yeah,
I
that's true.
guess. I guess it's okay because I don't think they want to give a different warlord trait to each one, because that's usually what they do with special characters. They assign them a specific warlord trait.
Right.
So probably just didn't want to deal with the headache.
Which is fair.
So Favor of Cain, I like it. It makes me super excited that I can actually run Carandra's and not have to worry about him getting one-shotted by anything anymore. Because of that. For one, the 4+ invul save, and the 3 wounds a turn. So, I think this will actually get Phoenix Lords on the table now. Of course, we got to see what else they can do, because again, all we've seen is Mugan Ra, and I'm gonna assume Jane Czar is the same, since she got revamped last edition.
Phoenix Lord buff, yep.
Yeah. So, are Phoenix Lords gonna be worth it? Probably. Again, like I always said, it's gonna come down to the points.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. If they're costed appropriately,
right? I mean, that's what's gonna get me to play my Eldar again. Is if the aspects are pointed appropriately and they can actually do stuff instead of get shot off the board and do nothing. But will they be taken? Probably. I think Phoenix Lords will have a higher chance, though. It's Eldar, so they always lean more towards the Farseer, which I assume standard. Everyone's gonna have one Farseer.
Yeah, kind of have to.
You don't have to. I did it. I did it for 4 editions. You don't have to have a. You don't have to have a Farseer.
All right.
But it's definitely an auto include. So we'll see. Moving on from that, we got Guardians, which I always liked Guardians. I used to run 20 Guardians back in the day. And I'm glad to see that they're getting buffed. Starting with their Shuriken Catapult. Going up to 18 inches. It always boggled my mind that the Guardian Shuriken Catapult was always 12 inches.
It's pretty short.
I was like, why? Why is it 12 inches? They can't use anything. And then I think back when I first started, the rationalization that everyone told me was, oh, because you get to have the heavy weapon support platform. I'm like, yeah, but that's stupid. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. That having that option shouldn't make the other gun short for no reason. No real reason.
So, it's finally getting 6 inches, 18-inch range now, so they can actually be a safe distance away and fire a weapon. And of course, standard, it got a -1 AP, just like I assume all the weapons are going to be getting a -1 AP that had 0. So, there we go. That's good. Good news. And then we get to learn more about the Serpent Shield platform, which gives you a 5+ invul save. Which, again, good. It'll definitely be able to, because I believe you have to take a squad of 10 Guardians. So this will be good, because if you get hit by blast weapons, you're going to be taking that D3+3 hits.
Yeah.
So anything to keep your unit alive. Well, technically, this will be 11, because this is part of the unit. So you'll be taking that 6 auto hits. So that's kind of unfortunate, but this will be good. And automatic wound rolls, unmodified wound rolls of 1 and 2 auto fail. So this will definitely help you against battle cannons or pretty much anything strength 6 or higher.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for the Storm Guardians who want to get close. The moon roll thing is pretty good.
Yeah, and so we got the Defender Guardians and the Stormblades. Reroll hit rolls of 1. So, will the shield platform be taken? Probably. I remember 8th edition, the Guardian blobs that would webway into people's backlines, and
yeah,
people were just obliterating people with Guardian blobs. So, I think with this, since now you won't need to get an Autarch near them, the rerolls of 1 will be very, very effective.
Yes.
So I think the Serpent Shield will be a good one to have. Because again, you can also get that 5-up invul save, which is nice. And moving on to the Aspect Warriors. Good news here too.
Invul save.
Everyone's gonna get a 5-up invul save.
Well, yay.
So it just seems like everyone is getting an invul save on the Eldar, which makes sense, in my opinion, considering how glass cannony they are. So it's all Aspect Warriors. Because trying to think who wouldn't get it. I guess the jet bikes wouldn't get it because they're not Aspect Warriors. Shining Spears would get it, yes, because they're Aspect Warriors, but normal jet bikes wouldn't get it.
Yeah, they would not.
So I think
that's pretty awesome getting a 5-up invul.
Yeah. It makes everyone a lot more viable to take, especially the Banshees, who always had a 4-up invul, or not 4-up invul, 4-up armor save.
Yeah.
And they do their one round of combat, and then
that's it.
If they were lucky to kill whatever they were in, they'd just be out in the open, and then hello bolters with -1 AP. Yeah, they're good. They're gone.
Like you're dead.
So again, this is what I like to see. This definitely gives me hope that the Aspect Warriors can make a strong comeback right now, and that we're not just pigeonholed into Dark Reaper, Shining Spears, and Warp Spiders.
Right. I just realized too, Wave Serpents can take 10 people, right?
Yes, they can.
You can mix and match. You pull like 5 Banshees and 5 Striking Scorpions in one, 5 Fire Dragons and 5 Banshees.
You could.
Kind of cool. If only Fire Dragons have better models.
It's true.
Okay, it's okay.
And the Avenger Shuriken Catapult went up 1 assault. I think you used to had to spend like a CP to do that, but now assault 3.
Yep.
And a -2 AP. Or 2 AP on it.
I mean, if the rumors are true and these are elites, that's pretty. That's fine.
Oh, the rumor is that they're going to be elites.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like elites with obsec, but elites nonetheless. Something.
Interesting. I haven't been paying attention to too much rumors, but okay. Elite Avengers.
Here, it's in the article. The paragraph right below it says Dire Avengers are now elites, but with a sermon they get obsec. Okay.
Yeah. Usually with from what I recall, any Phoenix Lord you take, that unit will get obsect.
Oh, that's so cool.
So you could. Oh, I take Cranus, all my Scorpions will get obsect.
The Bieltan hype is real.
It'll be good. It'll be good to be back. Fire Dragons, I mean, pretty much the same. Their weapon went up by 1 strength.
Yeah.
But pretty much the same as normal. I mean, obviously they got the Melta +2 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Blah blah blah. Same. Warp Spiders changed. They're now Assault D6 instead of Assault 2. So it's Assault D6 Blast at -2 AP. We'll have to see if they do anything else, but
that's interesting.
They'll be.
I mean, it makes it better against light infantry, which is what they did traditionally. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what was the rule that they had. There was something on the Death Spinner where like if they rolled a 6, it was like -4 AP or something like that.
That I don't recall.
You don't recall that? I don't remember if I'm remembering wrong or not, but
I think an ability existed. I just don't know the specifics because I never played them.
Yeah, because it was this and the Death Spinner vehicle that everyone ran because it was just doing crazy amount of damage, especially since it didn't need line of sight.
Oh, that's crazy good. Doing line of sight.
Yeah, well, anything that ignores LOS is always really powerful. But yeah, so I would assume that's going to be happening to the Death Spinner cannons on the vehicle as well.
Mhm.
get the same profile. But we'll see. Have to see if it's just as deadly as they were back in seventh, eighth. I don't really remember. I think it was seventh,
Mm.
but yeah, I think the rule was seventh because I don't remember them. I don't remember them dominating in eighth edition
No,
because that was
maybe
more of
I
the
think it was seventh edition because I remember warp spiders being. Yeah, that was seventh where there was a warp spider spam.
yeah.
Yeah.
Eighth edition was the Dark Reaper spam, Dark Reaper
Yep.
and Flyer spam. But yeah, that is it for Eldar.
Oh,
Um,
something I should mention. Before we move from Eldar is the Rangers. Oh my gosh, Games Workshop is so bad at marketing sometimes. So the Rangers have different poses than what they've shown, and they have really cool poses.
are you talking about the
You'll
one on
know
foot, or are we talking about the ones on bikes?
one on foot. They get alternate poses in the box, and
Mm.
I'm like, why didn't they show this? Like, there's one where he's slinging his rifle and he has like two pistols out. There's one where it's like he's reading his gauntlet or something. It just, come on, man. Why don't you show this?
Because they're bad at marketing, like you said.
Yeah, yeah. There's just times where they just don't know how to market. But
You
yeah, just
know,
want to put that out.
they have us Eldar players chomping at the bit here, wanting more and more, and they could have showed us that, but
Mhm.
I guess you really need to dive in to find that kind of information.
Yeah, you have to watch an unboxing with instruction videos.
But to give my overall thoughts on everything Eldar right now that we've looked over, I'm happy. I'm liking what I'm seeing. My aspect warriors are looking good.
The hype.
Now it's just coming down to weapons and points. Because I
Yep.
still don't know what my scorpions do. I've heard rumors that they're getting like +2 strength, mortal wounds on sixes. I've heard those, but I haven't been confirmed yet.
Yeah. Hopefully the rumors are true.
Hopefully, we'll see. But that is, well, it's not all Eldar. But we'll get to that. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do it right now. We got the Eldar Combat Patrol box leaked in Blurry Vision. And I don't know. It's
I
okay, I
mean,
guess.
if you're starting Eldar and have nothing, this is pretty amazing.
Well,
But it's not exciting. Like the Dark Elder one is way more exciting than this. I think if they replaced the three bikes with banshees or something, or I don't know, anything, because there's six bikes, they should be.
yeah, the only new thing you're getting out of this is the Guardians. Everything
Yes,
else
it's old.
is old. But my question to you, would you take this 19 models I think is in here over the like 9 models you get in the current one, which is just like a Wraith
Um,
Lord, some Wraith Guard and a Warlock and a Warwalker, I believe, is the current combat patrol box.
I'm gonna say yes because at least this one has troops, and this one's a legal army
Hmm.
because the other one was not.
Well, I mean, it could. I mean, technically, everything is a legal army in the combat patrol box, right? Because
Oh, the new ones, the old ones, no. The start collecting, no. But the combat patrol, yes, yes.
you can always just do like a vanguard or whatever kind of detachments you want to do. But yeah, if you want your Wraith army, because I'm pretty sure the Wraith anything Wraith is -1 damage. You might want to pick up that box before this comes out, which
Yes.
I think this one is going to predictions that I've heard is that this combat patrol is going to be announced this week in the Sunday preview.
Oh, that'll
So
be cool.
that would tell me that the Eldar book is coming out soon as well, probably this week. But we'll have to wait and see. Would I pick this up? I mean, this one's not bad, honestly. It gives you a lot to play around with. especially since the Guardians got buffed in their range, and they're not just 12 inches. This isn't bad because you also get the mobility with the bikes. You get the play with the psychic power of the Farseer, and the Wraith Knight or Wraith Lord, sorry, is will probably be good. Probably, I can't really tell you off the top of my
Yeah,
head.
I am curious about picking up two, and if you pick up two, then it's a lot of you get like 12 bikes and 20 guardians, two wraith lords. That's a good core for an army, I think.
Mm-hmm. So I think it's okay. It's it's not bad. It's not great, but I think it's an okay pick to pick up, even for veterans. Because you get a little bit of everything.
Right.
Probably don't need that many bikes because I don't think the bike spam has been good. But if Shining Spears is still a thing, you can always just convert those bikes into Shining Spears.
That's true. Get some bits from the new box and mix and match. Yeah.
Yeah. So this gets an approval. It's not bad, not terrible, but it's pretty decent. My only complaint, which I'm sure would be a lot of people's complaints, no new models except for the
Yeah,
Guardians.
the guardians. Yep. Which is not as nice compared to the other combat patrols that have for a range refresh like this. Like the orc one is all new models.
Mm-hmm. But speaking of new models, since we have New Model Monday, which we're doing this on a Tuesday, but we got the event models, and yeah, I'm disappointed. I kind of can't believe that they're doing this to us like this. So we got the Emperor's or Space Marine Company champion, Primarified. Uh, you can't even use this model.
Actually, I kind of like that. I like that because you can't use it because it's an event exclusive, so you don't FOMO like, oh no, I can't use this really strong model in my match play army. But it still sucks because otherwise he'd just be accounts as. But yeah, but on the flip side, if you get this guy and you want to play match play, you just use him as a captain or a lieutenant.
True. What I mean is like there's no Primaris uh uh honor guard right now.
It is a cool concept, which is Primaris Company Champion. Yeah, if it was something like Primaris Blade Guard, I don't know, like
Right. I
Blade
mean,
Guard Champion or something,
it does have rules technically, but it is Legends.
is
So
Legend.
if you're allowing Legends, you will be able to use it, but in terms of normal 40k, competitive 40k, you cannot use this model for honor guard purposes. You can use
Yeah,
it for whatever you want, really. You can make it a cool character that you want to make it, but you just can't use it as an honor guard.
yeah. I did agree. Well, he looks like a lieutenant. It's very possible he was a lieutenant, and they just said, "Oh, we should not call him a lieutenant because of the memes."
Well, I'm trying to remember. I think it was the Necron Overlord or Technomance or something. I think that was last year's, right?
Yeah,
Which I think I ordered. And then I was just shocked when it arrived in the mail one day. Because I was
he
like,
is
I
not.
don't remember buying this.
But yay! But, wow,
But I got it.
random.
Probably because I was like, I should get one of these. Because it's limited edition. And that's how GW's trained me. So I probably will not be picking this up. Because I don't really care. Even though, in terms of Space Marines, this is a nice model.
I think I might grab it because I have a spare cape from somewhere, and this guy with the cape would be an amazing captain.
Yep. So we got that. And then for the AOS side, here's more of the model in detail. Of course, I never say this, but all the links are in the description of this video. So if you ever want to just look at it, you can do that on your own time. But yeah, here we go. Got that. And then we got this orc guy. This orc shaman.
Yep.
And If I played Destruction, I'd probably be happy, but I don't. So
Yeah, he's neat. Like he's one of those guys where if you happen to be in an event, he's worth picking up. But here you're not losing sleep over not having him. He's not that cool, which is kind of cool.
it's a unique model, and that's all
Yes,
that matters
yes,
to some people.
yes.
Uh, but yeah, not too hyped about the models. I would probably say I was more hyped for last year's, but because I actually bought one of the models. But this year, yeah, none.
I mean,
Don't
the
really care too
Inquisitor
much.
for the store birthday just kind of poops on all of these.
Oh, dude, yeah, the Storm birthday model. Oh my god,
Inquisitor, oh, so good.
it's nice. But yeah, that's it. That's it. That is
It-
new model Monday. I'm a little surprised they haven't announced the next Warhammer Plus subscription of the year model.
That's true because it is already 2022.
Yeah, you think
Maybe
they'd
when they
be?
release when it's 6 months, or sorry, when it's been a year since the
uh,
last one.
Has it not been a year?
Not yet. I think it was mid-year. It was like summer-ish.
I feel like it came out in like September 2020. I might be wrong on that.
No, no, no. It was 2021.
Was it 2021? Okay.
Yeah, it was 2021.
I just remember seeing an article because I remember we talked about it that the what's it called? You were losing your chance to get those models
Yeah,
because time was running out if you wanted to
yeah.
get these models. So I figured they'd be announcing one probably next time, I guess. But
Yeah, hopefully.
that's it. That's it. That's it for the Warhammer news. If you got anything else you want to talk about,
For Warhammer, that's kind of it. Super hyped about the Black Library character, the 30K characters. Definitely picking those up. His rules came out today, actually.
oh yeah,
Yeah. Fafnir ran. Not, so to go over it really quickly, it's cool because he doesn't feel like he's way better than a regular trader, but he has some unique rules, which I think is a great place for a special character to be. Because most special characters, the problem with them is they're either really good or they're really bad. There's never like it never feels like it's an alternative to a nameless character, a
well,
generic.
I mean that's basically like the discussion with the range rotation.
Yeah, right. So this guy, he has neat special rules that aren't too powerful, that are very flavorful. Like he has a rule where if he uses shield, you get minus strength when you fight him in close combat, which is pretty awesome.
It's
And
pretty
if he gets
huge.
shield, he gets more attacks in close combat, which is great. So it's very flavorful, thematic, and it's just neat. And I hope they keep that design philosophy with the rest of the characters as they go forward with Horse Heresy, because it's the same thing with the current characters. Is a lot of them are just kind of bad, and a lot of them are kind of really good.
Hmm.
Very few of them are good enough, but not too good. So
That's good. There
yeah,
is one thing I forgot to announce for Warhammer,
ooh,
and that is Total War Warhammer 3 is coming out this Thursday.
I need to buy that.
So
I haven't bought it yet.
I bought it a long time ago, back when it was supposed to come out, and it was like delayed. I'm like, oh great, cool.
I think you can preload it actually.
I haven't checked, but that is coming out this week, so I will probably be wasting my life playing that game.
I wonder if I should finish my Lizardman campaign before starting the new one, or just give up on it.
I mean, how close are you to finishing?
Oh, I have to do like the last quest. I'm so close.
I'm sure you can power through it tomorrow.
That's true.
Yes, you can. You can indeed preload it right now.
Buy this really quick. Add to cart. Do I get the ogres? I think I do. Yes.
So,
Giving you pre-order. So pre-ordering right
oh
now.
my god, buying on site right now. But yeah, so that's gonna come. That's gonna consume my life. Um, Hobby Rants. I'm gonna say this. I've been painting up my Resident Evil 3 board game
Oh,
because I don't want to play with gray and red models. I was like, you know what?
course.
Let's get these guys painted up. Let's be nice. So I'm gonna get them. That's what I've been working on. I needed some paint. Which funny story. I know I told you this already, but for the listeners out there, I had ordered some stuff from GW online, of course, and it takes like a week for stuff to come in. I had finally gotten my package on Sunday, so I'm like, oh, GW must really love me because they're giving me my early Valentine's present right now. So in this order, I'm supposed to get a Grimaldus, a Helbreck, and a couple paints. Go in, get to my hobby table, open up the box. Mind you, this box is pretty big. Because I'm going to assume Helbreck and Grimaldus probably be in like a little box, right? Like a foot, maybe. And so, it's kind of weird. I open up this box, and the first thing I see is Lord of the Rings. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the hell is this? Why is there Lord of the Rings in my box? And I opened up the box more, and I just found 3 boxes of Lord of the Ring terrain, Fellowship of the Ring characters, a helmetless, or was it a helmet? Azrael, and something else. And I was like, oh my god, I cannot believe that this just happened. I just got someone else's order. So unfortunately, I've got to delay painting my Resident Evil models now because I kind of need some of those paints. And of course, customer service was closed on Sundays, so I've been just waiting via email on what I need to do with my products and how I can get my products back. So it's been kind of sad, unfortunately. I was really looking forward to it. But a funny story nonetheless.
Yeah, that's pretty hilarious.
I just can't believe someone ordered that much Lord of the Rings. That was the part that was shocked me.
I think Will has done that once where he bought a bunch of Lord of the Rings. He's like, right, cool, Lord of the Rings.
I mean, more power to them, right? I always like I've been saying, I'm pretty sure the Lord of the Rings Amazon product has brought new life to the board game. So
Yeah, they actually released a trailer recently. So
I saw. But yeah, that was very disappointing for me on Sunday. So
rip.
instead of getting a bundle of plastic crack, I got a bundle of something I never wanted. But other than that, I just been thinking, really thinking about what to do for this channel, how to improve it a bit more, I've actually gone out and started looking at battle reports, seeing what other people are doing, how I could do that, but more interesting. And the biggest thing against me is just time, right? If I didn't work so much, I could probably do that. Put all the the little graphics, get all the editing and the equipment for it all down instead of what I used to do, which was just take pictures and talk over it. I want to,
Right.
I want to make it visually appealing and fun to watch, right?
Right,
So
which is the hard.
yeah, which with such a saturated market, you
Yeah,
gotta just
absolutely.
get that flair in there that makes you stand out from the rest. So that's mainly what I've been doing. I just been thinking, and of course, I'm going to say this. It's gonna bite me in the ass, but you don't get anywhere if you don't do anything. So once a month, not this month, not February, once a month, I'm gonna do a battle report.
All right.
It'll be at the end of every month, but I will get it out, and then hopefully I can do more than once a month. But for right now, start off small. Battle report a month. Let's hope I can keep that work ethic going.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be someone who does battle reports, that's the way to do it.
Well, I mean, I don't want to just do battle reports, right? There's other things I've toyed around with. I've got a
Mhm.
friend who we brought on the podcast before, Raul. I mean, he's got like a bunch of board games, and I thought about doing like a review of some of the board games that we could possibly do. Because I mean, the man kickstarts a board game like every month. I'm surprised he has enough room in his apartment, unless he's just like making a box fort of all those board games. But yeah, I haven't really been hobbying too much because I'll be real. I burned myself out a little bit when I was preparing for the LVO. So I just been playing video games, doing live streaming, trying stuff over there. So now I've just been doing the thinking part of how could I make Trashcast, well, tabletop trash gaming, bigger. So that's the development phase that I'm going through right now. And I've also thought about doing like a kind of like a book review a month kind of thing, where I'm just gonna like sit down, listen or read a book and get my thoughts on it, kind of deal. Probably start with the
Mhm.
Horus Heresy because it's been a long time
Oh
since
yeah,
I've done that.
that'll be a good one.
And of course, you can join in because you know more about it and be able to give more
Yeah,
insight on it.
I'm gonna do some lore discussion, some book discussion.
Yeah, so that's what's been going on in my head. Obviously, uh, I'm thinking about doing something for our escalation league that we also have planned. But that stuff all in the future, stuff that hasn't come to pass yet.
Yes.
But in terms of other things, I did game last week. Uh, you happened to stop by. We did a 2-on-2. It was Necrons against Sisters. This was to help my friend get more acquainted with the game because he just got into it. He was the guy we brought on a long time ago, Tim. So we got a nice little casual game in there. I have 1,000 points, and yeah, he was a bit overwhelmed to say the least, which was bound to happen when you play such a complicated army like Sisters.
Yeah, like sisters. It's hard to jump from zero to playing with tabletop. You really have to do the baby steps thing.
Yeah, but
How many points do you have? Just 500, right?
he didn't even have 500. We had to.
Oh,
Luckily, like I said, my friend who has like every army, he was able to give him some stuff to get him up to 500 points. But
right.
yeah, he wasn't quite there. And then we got to teach him how his miracle dice work, how some of his stratagems work, how the phases. Literally teaching a brand new person how to play the game. So
Right.
it's not like I don't have patience for it, but it it's definitely overwhelming. If we had just done like the store manager way, hey, your Necrons shoot my Space Marines, and we don't play with like any of those special rules or anything, probably would have gone by pretty good. But he wanted the deep dive into his army, so we did that,
All right.
and which honestly is good because I mean that's how I learned Warhammer. Really, I went to my local GW store. I got my ass kicked a lot before I even won my first game and understood my army and how to play it. So Sometimes you just need a good ass beating to learn how everything works out. But yeah, that was it. How about you? What have you been up to? How's the RPG and everything?
It's pretty good. We finished our first big adventure the other day, so that was awesome. It was a spoil this, whatever. It was so essentially there was a an agri world that has having some problems, and lo and behold, it seemed like a political struggle between the different imperial factions, but it turns out the Dark Eldar were behind the. So the Dark Eldar were causing issues, and everyone was trying to take advantage and blaming each other, and no one knew it was the Dark Eldar, so that was kind of fun. Um, so that was cool. We'll probably do another adventure after a break, doing other stuff. We're actually also going to do an escalation league, which is going to be concurrent with your guys' escalation league. So 500 points, 250 a month. Um, so that should be fun, helping our group to get some hobbying, because I like the idea of just per month 250 points painted. Slowly, it's not a lot, so it's very manageable, very doable.
Yep.
So
It's
there's
fun.
that. Yeah.
It's
And I haven't been done a lot of not a lot of Warhammer gaming besides the RPG, just painting a lot. I pretty much fully painted. Let's look at this is how ridiculous this is. So I painted 6 models, right, for 30K Mechanicum. Let me look at my battle scribe list, see how much points this is, because I saw this morning. It was kind of ridiculous. So these are 6 Castellax battle automata, and in my list, these I just painted 900 points.
that's Forge
So I'm
World for
pretty
you.
happy. Yeah, pretty happy. Well, actually, I didn't paint their guns yet because I painted those separately. But yeah, the base, the model itself is done. I just need to put some transfers on the guns. Yeah, I've just been hobbying. I've just been painting a lot. I don't think there's been a week where I haven't painted a model,
Mm.
if not a unit. But but I will say, like, I realize I'm the exception. Like when I'm talking to people, it's like, man, like a lot of people are like, oh, I haven't painted anything sick. Like that's fine, it's okay to not paint. But for me, like I've just integrated painting to part of my daily routine. So I just get some painting done as much as I can.
Yeah, I used to be back when my group did the first escalation league. This is like back when I was getting into Tau.
Hmm.
My goal was to just paint a model a day. Just
Yeah, that's great.
just a model a day. And you'll in no time it adds up.
It adds. It adds.
You'll get a fully painted army in no time.
Yep.
Don't do what I did for LVO and wait till the day before to start painting everything else up really quickly because you're gonna get a sloppy job. And honestly, I didn't even finish painting my entire Thousand Sun army. I painted like the top half of my Terminators, and I was like, they're done. They're good enough. Like, and then the waist down wasn't even painted.
It's like, oh well, that works.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
Um.
I hated the paint scheme that I chose. I should have never done white and gold,
Mhm.
but but it looks so cool and it's good.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I'm not gonna say that my paint job is the best, but it did look good.
Hey, you're proud of it. You're proud of it.
Well, as an old GW employee once told me, as long as it looks good from a distance, it's good.
Yeah, if that's your goal, if you're not there to win golden demons, yeah, like paint for the table.
Yeah. So
And that's
that's
actually something that people I think is a skill, and this is something I was talking to Will about, and he's trying to do, is the idea of painting below your skill level. So not painting everything as the best, but just painting things to look good and get done, good enough for the table, right?
right.
So,
And that's what
um,
I do. I paint for the table. You,
yeah,
I'm jealous of your skills because you're able to paint like super fast, and it still turns out really good. I'm like, damn, I wish I could do that.
hey
But
man, you can get there. I got there from I think Will really helped me out. He taught me a lot of of how to get things done techniques like dry brushing and washing and all that. So um,
Yeah, well, we'll see. We will see.
yeah,
What's
it'd be
another
good. Everyone
10
can.
years?
There you go.
All right then. Well, do you have anything you want to add or talk about before we close out here?
No, I think that is it.
All right then. Well, I'm also going to do something else new. Just just to test this out for a while. You know, thank you everyone who made it to the end. And here comes the cringy part. If you can, like the podcast and leave comments and tell us about stuff, that would be great. Because
Yeah,
we want to, as my goals are, I want to start bringing tabletop trash more up, and the more eyes we get, the more feedback we can get, and you know, liking, subscribing, commenting, that all puts in the algorithm of us getting up. But again, thanks for everyone who made it to the end, and we'll catch you next time.
I just bought Warhammer Total War. Later, everyone.